Good Monday, makers. Hope everybody had a good weekend and is ready to check out some builds. I know I am. So let's just get right into it. We've got some great ones. First up is a build from Murray, and this is an outdoor shower enclosure that he recently built. It's 4x6 and utilizes T connectors and adjustable angle hinge connectors. The shower can be set up or taken down in under 10 minutes. So this is meant to be kind of a pop-up shower enclosure on the side of a trailer. I would imagine this is used for camping, and this is meant to be kind of a camp shower. And it's a really great idea and technique for a camping shower because it's just attached right on the side of the trailer, and it can be kind of collapsed down flat against the side of the trailer and then put up really easily, as they said, in 15 minutes. So we can see the construction here. It looks like there's basically just a rectangle or a square at the top, and they use 90-degree connectors for that, it looks like. And this back pipe sits flush against the side of the trailer and then is secured, I think, maybe with two hole straps. Can't really tell. I think it's two hole straps there. Or maybe it's just they take it completely off of the trailer when it's not in use. I'm not entirely sure. But regardless, we can see this is a square with T connectors, or 90-degree connectors, excuse me. And then the front, they kind of brace all the way to the very top here in the front with adjustable angle connectors that are attached to the bottom of the trailer down here. And I can't really see how those are attached, I don't think. Maybe they use the adjustable angle flanges, so they just, kind of secured them to that rail. But it looks like they've got some kind of metal rail there that goes along the side, and maybe there's some kind of specific rail attachment that they have for these trailers. Not entirely sure, but we can see the adjustable angle connector here that goes down, sends this pipe all the way down to this connection point at the bottom. And then all they have to do is put up the shower curtain. We can do that with of course, shower hooks, or if you want something more secure, because as we've talked about in the past with outdoor showers, you you don't want the wind to blow and just take it all away while you're showering. So they've got these hooks on there. Looks like they're the ones that close completely around, and you have to unlatch. So that's smart. Then they have it looks like a heater, the water heater attached to the side of the trailer as well, which is really cool. We've talked about those a couple of times. Those aren't as expensive as you would think. We've looked them up on Amazon in previous episodes, but they've got that attached to the wall, and then they've also got their toiletries and even some hooks here to hang things on. So yeah, just a really great outdoor shower project. A really great way to do an outdoor shower for camping, or even if you wanted to build something like this in your backyard or something. We've seen people do it. They have renovation going on, so they put up a temporary shower. Or if you live near the beach and you want to, wash sand off when you're coming home from the beach and different things like that, or jumping in the pool, an outdoor shower is a great project. And this is a good one from Murray to get some inspiration from. So thanks so much for sharing that. We really appreciate it. The next build is a turkey. I'm going to call it a turkey fryer. It looks like this is some sort of, I think, off the shelf solution um, for a turkey fryer. It looks like, I mean, you've probably seen these before. It's basically just a tripod, shaped turkey fryer, and they use the crossover clamps to basically brace this structure. It's basically that tripod shape, and I think they use the crossover clamps in the corner here to basically just make a triangle, reinforced triangle here that sits in about three-quarters of the way up this tripod shape, and it just kind of reinforces the whole structure, and allows them to fry the turkey. Really cool, great build, nice and simple, and hopefully it worked out great for Thanksgiving, and the turkey came out awesome. So yeah, thanks so much for posting that. Really great to see. We appreciate you leaving the review. We're glad you had a good experience, and really awesome to see. So thanks again. Next up is a build from Master Shifu, or I Make Gadgets on Instagram. This is really interesting. This is a pyramid lake ladder fishing chair. It's foldable, collapsible, and easy to take apart. And there's all kinds of awesome solutions and techniques into this, and we'll cover them as we go through. Basically, this is a fishing chair. I don't know too much about these. If you're in the chat and you know, definitely let me know. But I think these are basically on the bank of like a river or something, or maybe even actually in the water, and you sit on top and you fish from them, and you're able to get some height so you can cast farther. I could be totally wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's used for. and they built this out of conduit and maker pipe. And this is definitely one of those projects when, when somebody's sitting in it and they're suspended in the air, we definitely want you to be as safe as possible. So just do some testing and everything and make sure that it's the right solution for you and it's strong and sturdy and safe. But it looks like Master Shifu did a good job, and it looks really awesome. And like I said, tons of cool things in here. But just kind of an overview, you can see it's basically has kind of a scissor design, so it can collapse. You can see there's basically a ladder on the back with pipes going across connected with T connectors, and that goes all the way up here. And then you can see there's basically kind of an X frame kind of scissor design, and this front pipe, the front two pipes go all the way down and connect here at the bottom to this axle, and there's actually a really cool way to do this axle that they did, and we'll check that out in a second. But then there's also some adjustable pieces here, and let's see if we can get a close up of everything. So here's kind of a close up of the scissor design, and basically the way they just did that was with the two pipes kind of over top of each other, crossing over, and then they have a bolt going through both pipes. And I would imagine there's just a nut on the other side here, and it's just loose enough to allow it to fold, and then they can tighten it whenever they want to, fully secure everything together. And then up here where the seat is attached, this is something that we've seen before with the with a kayak seat that I think Axle made, if I'm not mistaken. Where basically there's a bracket that sits underneath the seat, and it has kind of an L shape that just fits nicely over the pipes, and then it has basically a clamp that squeezes against the pipes and then secures in that way. We can also see here this adjustable front piece that was sticking out. There's rungs going from one side to the other, and they use the method where basically you have a threaded pipe insert in the pipe that you're wanting to connect, and you drill a hole in another piece of conduit and basically run a bolt through the conduit into that threaded pipe insert in the other piece of conduit. We actually did a video and talked about this on the channel a little while ago. I'll put it in the description after the live stream, but it just kind of showcases how to do this kind of a solution, and that's basically just how you do it. And they did that on all these rungs in the front here. And then there was also another solution that was really interesting, which was the conduit hanger straps. Can't see what size. I think it's maybe for the 1 inch EMT hanger strap. Not totally sure. But it goes over top of the maker pipe connector. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to kind of save space and add an attachment point to your build. We've talked a lot about the hanger straps on the channel, but the way they used it was, it basically just goes over top of the connector here, and then this flat base is drilled and secured to another piece of conduit in the rest of the frame. And we can also notice here that there's self-tapping screws going through the connectors and into the conduit, which is a great security measure to add some, pull-out strength and some resistance from sliding. And there's a close-up of that. And then one of my favorite things about this is this custom machined axle. So basically, this is a piece that kind of sits inside the connector the same way that conduit would. And then there's just a solid machined piece that is clamped down inside of the connector. It goes out, has a hole in it pre-drilled, so you can add these wheels to it. And that's a really clever piece. I could see something like this being, like machined and sold, maybe even something that we have in the future. But really awesome from Master Shifu, and really great solution and option for doing an axle. And looks like it worked great, especially for this kind of a short, kind of compact axle. I don't know if something super long would work as well, but I think because it's kind of short and sits in there nicely, that it's a great solution. So all kinds of cool stuff. This thing can fold up and it can collapse and sit nicely and store really easily. There's something else we didn't mention. There's I forget what those bolts are called, but they basically have like this pin on the other side that you can basically pull it loose, and you can slide the bolts out. So that's just another great solution, and just so many cool things in this. All kinds of ideas in here. Even if you're not making a fishing chair, there's all kinds of cool things you can pull inspiration from. So thanks so much. And again, that's I Make Gadgets on Instagram. Definitely check out their page. Looks like they do all kinds of other cool stuff. So we really appreciate them sharing this project and shouting out Maker Pipe. They even have the dimensions and all of the seat, the end caps and the connectors and everything they use. So if you do want to make the chair, again, just do it safely, but they do have all the dimensions and everything like that. So definitely check it out. Thanks so much for sharing that. We love seeing it. Next up is a build from Gregory, and this is kind of an update to a build from a while ago. You might remember we talked about this probably around the time it was posted about 5 months ago. But since then, there's been an update, and I wanted to bring it back to your attention because this solution is really cool to see in action. So basically, we'll look at the build real quick one more time. So this was an axle for a kayak cart, and you can see there's basically U-bolts that go inside of the kayak, and the conduit is basically just sitting in those U-bolts kind of loosely, and it's making a hinge for the wheels. So we've seen, in the community, a lot of kayak carts that you build, and then you load the kayak onto the cart and then take it off of the cart whenever you're at the water or whenever you're ready to use it. But this solution just stays attached all of the time. And the way they do that is, like I said, with those U-bolts, they've got the conduit running through. They've even got quick release connectors from bike seat clamps on the connectors to hold the rest of the apparatus on if they do need to take it apart, but it usually just stays all together. And then here it is underneath. And the way it gets to this form is here it is in action. Gregory shared this video update. So he just swings it over, it hinges super nicely and smooth, and then he just kind of grabs it. The wheels plop underneath, and then voila, super quick kayak cart that you can, just pick up the kayak and roll it away. So just super, super awesome. We didn't see the video last time we talked about this build, and he updated us and shared that video. So I definitely wanted to highlight it again just because of how great of a solution this is. And I could see this being useful for all kinds of stuff. Maybe you're building another cart that you want to, flat pack, and you want the wheels to kind of fold up into the build. All kinds of cool possibilities. So definitely wanted to share that again. Thanks so much, Gregory, for posting this. Really appreciate it, and such a great solution. Really awesome to see. So next up is a build from Amir, and this is a workshop table that is really simple, but a great idea and solution for a table if you've got a garage or space that you want to build a workshop in. I like this one because it's really deep. And one thing I've learned whenever we did the studio desk build, it's super deep. I mean, I have a pretty far reach, and I can't even reach the end of it. And it's really great when you're working on stuff. Like we've done builds and stuff at this table during live streams, and it's really nice to have a really deep and wide desk space to be able to work on stuff. So that's what Amir has here for this workshop table. And we can see there's 90-degree connectors in the corners to basically make the rectangular frame. And this is a really common solution that we see for building a table where you have the 90s at the top to make the rectangle. Then you have the verticals for the legs, and then you use 90s and T connectors to basically add bracing and rungs around the bottom. And then you secure the top with, you can use one hole straps or two hole straps or all sorts of different methods that we've talked about on the channel. We actually have a whole video where we talk about 13 different solutions for securing surfaces and things like that. So definitely check that out if you need some ideas for that kind of a solution. But got that top attached there, and I really like this worktop. It looks like maybe it's from a different table. It looks like one of those fold-up tabletops that's made of wood. If you've ever gone to a function and had to help carry tables and chairs, you might recognize that tabletop, the really heavy ones that are wood or particle board or something, and they have the strip on the outside. At least that's what this table looks like. It might not actually be that kind of a table, but if it is, that's a really clever use of to repurpose a tabletop like that and then add your conduit and maker pipe frame to it. But really simple table, but awesome nonetheless. We really appreciate it, Amir. Thanks so much for posting it in the community. We love seeing it. Next up is a portable duck blind, and this was built by Chris, and this is really awesome. Let's see, it's supposed to be able to be portable, fit inside a 5x10 trailer, needs to be strong and durable and fit 4 to 6 hunters. So that was their requirements list. And we'll go through. And here is a picture of the plan. If you're doing something similar, exactly the same, you can follow this along. They've got we can see how much conduit they used. We can see the safety fence, burlap, maker pipe, and the roof pieces that they used. Total is 395. And we can see here is a basic drawing and everything of the duck blind. We can see where they used connectors. We can see the bracing. We can see the dimensions. So this is really awesome and a great resource if you're wanting to build something similar. Definitely check this out, and you can follow this along if you want to build it exactly, or maybe modify it if you're wanting to change it and fit it to your space and needs. But here we can see, here it is kind of in their garage when they were building it. And just like they said in their drawing, they used, looks like 90-degree connectors in the corners. They've got 180-degree connectors, which is a great solution and a great thing to keep in mind if you're doing longer spans. So this is 5 foot. You can break that up, whether in half or however you'd like, and then add a vertical pipe in the middle of a span. It's a great way to add strength and rigidity to a longer span like that. And the same goes for the front because this is a 10-foot section, and they basically just use T connectors in the front to add the vertical pipe after a few feet. And it looks like they've done some painting here, which is a good idea. That's the whole point of a duck blind. You want to be hidden. So they're doing some painting there, and looks like they've got their kid doing some building, which is always cool to see. And then here's the roof panels that they were talking about. I think they said those are, I want to say, let's see, I think I saw somewhere in here, $18 each. Onduline roofing panels. So that's a really good thing to keep in mind. We've talked a lot about metal panels and things. So if you're building a roof structure, or even if you want to add walls to the side of a frame, those seem like a great solution because if that's only $18 for that large of a panel, that's really awesome and looks like a great option for you for roofs and things like that. They've got that secured to the frame, and then we can see here it is in the 5x10 trailer, which is great. That's one of the requirements, and it fits in there nicely. And yeah, that's for easy hauling back and forth. And then here it is kind of set up in the field. They've got, looks like some chicken wire, or no, that's the fencing they were talking about. So they've got some of that fencing. You'll probably recognize that. They've got that up and going all the way around. And they've got the roof panels attached. They've used burlap around the outside. And then here it looks like some brush. They got a lot of it there. They're going to secure it to the outside. Here's the view from inside the blind. And this is great. You can see this is the part that you can kind of look out of and shoot out of. And here it is, all secured and put together with all the material on the outside, and it looks fantastic. So, really great. Thanks so much, Chris, for sharing this. Really great build. And if you're looking to do something similar, definitely refer to that drawing. All kinds of great information in there if you want to make something similar, or if you want to repurpose this into some other type of shed or structure. It's just a really great build to follow along with. So, thanks so much, Chris. Really appreciate it, and good luck this season. I think that's all the builds. So, thanks everybody for hanging out with me, checking out the builds. We love seeing them. If you want to see any of these builds in more detail, just a reminder, they're down in the description. You can check them out there. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We hope everybody has a good week, and we'll see you in the next one.